Okay, so be honest. Are you comparing your stuff, your company, your methodology with your competitors on your website? Chances are you're not, but in this video, we're going to discuss exactly why you should. All right, folks, we're going through a series right now of what I'm calling the Big 5 plus 2. In other words, if you've read They Ask You Answer the book, you know there's 5 major subjects that move the needle in every single industry, plus 2 others that are pretty darn important as well. And so we're discussing each one in this series. We've talked about cost already, so you make sure you find that video. And make sure you find the video where we talked about discussing the negatives as well on your site. But now I want to talk about comparisons. As buyers, now think about yourself for a second. How often have you gone online and you compared one brand versus another brand, one product versus another product, one method versus another method? And the fact of the matter is, when you go through a buying cycle, what happens is you get presented with different choices. And inevitably, everybody likes to say their choice is the best choice, right? And so you're stuck saying, okay, which one is better, which is best? And you compare the two. And we do this prolifically online. But here's what's sad. Most companies, they don't actually address these types of questions on their website. It's crazy, right? Because what ends up happening as a result of this? Well, who is addressing it? Is it your competitors? Is it some third-party site that doesn't have anything to do with your business? We must control the conversation. We've got to dictate the messaging of the conversation. We've got to get in front of the conversation. Let me give you an example of how this might work. You know, I was a pool guy for years. I still own a swimming pool company. People used to ask me all the time, okay, Marcus, be honest. Compare concrete and fiberglass swimming pools. This was an essential question that I would get all the time, but most pool companies didn't want to address it. Heck, no fiberglass pool companies were addressing it. Why? They're like, oh, concrete pools are our biggest competitor, and if we talk about them, well, then people will find out that they actually exist. So what did they do? They didn't even talk about them on their websites. Ignorance is not bliss. If we're going to induce more trust than anybody else in our space, we've got to be great teachers. And a part of being a great teacher is listening. Part of listening is the willingness to answer the questions that we get all the time, especially those comparison-based questions. So brainstorm those with your team. Say, what are the if you were me, which would you choose questions? I'm looking at this, but I'm also looking at that. You're espousing this, but they're espousing that. You're telling me I should go this route, but they're saying I should go that route. Those are the ones we've got to address. But remember, when you address them, when you answer these questions through text, through video, you must do it without bias. And the best way to do this is to say, what we're going to do here in this article or this video is we're going to explain the pros and the cons of both of these options. And then hopefully by the end, you'll be able to decide which is the best choice for you. That is the essence of comparisons. That's how Versus works. It's one of the Big 5 plus 2 that we're also going to address. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you're going to take action. Now, my friends, let's go get to work.